If it's happening maliciously, as in a woman is withdrawing her affection, this is a woman that you might want to reconsider your whole marriage to.
I want to hear from different voices. I don't want to just hear from people that agree with me. We're about to dive into some even deeper topics. Ask a Brother Podcast.
Ask a Brother Podcast.
Welcome to another episode of Ask a Brother Podcast. I'm your host, Jeff St. James. You know, the revolution is going to be because of us. One of the big talking points that a lot of men have been stating, especially in terms of marriage and their fears or concerns about marriage, is not just about the divorce rates and the weaponization of children. It's also the sexless relationships and marriages. What are your thoughts about that? And what is it that you think men should do about that, if anything at all?
The sexless marriage, let me just first say, is a torture in and of itself. I had to live through that in my first marriage. It was not anything that I would wish on a spouse that care about their spouse, because for the longer it goes, the less important it becomes of why it's happening. And then it starts to just become it's happening. Because with my first husband, he was sick. But about year 6 or 7, I didn't care. I didn't care. You know, not that I didn't care he was sick. It was just that need still wasn't getting met, regardless of the fact that he couldn't meet it. It wasn't getting met. You know what I mean? So the sexless marriage is an interesting one, because it can be happening for a couple of different reasons. If it's happening maliciously, as in a woman is withdrawing her affection as a punishment because she wanted you to do this, that, and the third, and she don't feel like you did it, and whatever the case may be, so she withdraws herself. This is a woman that you might want to reconsider your whole marriage to, because a wife will not utilize her intimacy as a weapon. If you have a wife, not a chick you married, but if you have a wife and the connection breaks down, because that's where intimacy goes. For females, intimacy follows our sense of connection with you. The less connected we feel to you, the less sex you're going to get. Okay. That's just the way it is. And we will do that even if we don't want to do that. So if you have a wife, not a chick you married, a wife, what she's going to try to do is identify where the issue is emotionally for her, between you and her, where the disconnect is at. So she may try at first subtly, let's have a dinner date. Let's because for women, cuddling without sex helps us build back any kind of disconnect. And I know that men think differently about sex than we do, but we can't help it, just like y'all can't help it. So if you have a wife, she's going to try to get that connection even outside of sex. She's going to try to do it outside of sex first, then sex. That's how it happens for females. She's not going to use it as a weapon against you to get you in some type of line. Again, if you got a chick doing that, you might want to have a completely different conversation with her, and maybe this might not be a marriage you want to be in. Because a person that is going to utilize your needs against you for the purposes of trying to make you act a certain way, there ain't nothing wrong with her. She just, you ain't get her what she wanted, or whatever the case, whatever frivolous thing that she called herself don't like, and then now she not gonna have, you can't get no sex. You know what I'm saying? And all this kind of stuff. You know, you can only get oral on your birthday, on your 10th birthday, on a leap year, and all that foolishness. Then, you know, time out for that, because what
leap years.
Leap year is insane. So, because what is you doing? You know, ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for walking through all these loopholes with you and a bunch of different excuses. Because men in committed relationships, he's also going to try to talk to you about it. You know what I'm saying? Your husband is going to try to talk to you. Well, what's going on? You know, what's happening? You know, and things of that nature. He tried to reach for you. You kind of went that way. So he, in a non-sexual setting, he might try to talk to you about, you know, well, it's been like 2 weeks. Is you all right? You know what I'm saying? Like, are you cool? You know, or whatever. And if she got an excuse that don't make no sense, or she called herself mad. Yeah, well, you know, and you didn't do such as see, we got to have a whole different conversation at this point. Because what do you mean? And why do I want to be married to a person that's going to do me like that? So you don't want to meet my needs because what? This women get too caught up. These modern women, these married hyenas, get too caught up. Judge Mathis didn't get a divorce. Get too caught up.
Yeah, he didn't, to my knowledge. Yeah.
No, they reconciled actually. These modern women get too caught up in this rhetoric about how sex is not a part of their duty. And I know duty is not a sexy word, right? Duty don't get your panties wet. But it is a right. I'll replace the word duty with right. You have a right to your husband's sex, and he has a right to yours. Nobody should be in a constant state of denial of each other's needs. So you can't be coming to your husband every time, you know, all right, you know, and he studied dishing it off. Something wrong. Same thing though. Just like you got a right to him, he got one to you. Because if you're going to be married, that's a right. Because it's a right, because it's a need that needs to be. Everybody has the need for affection and love and sex, the physical representation of that love, the physical representation of that connection. That's a lot of time what keep the connection. Because we are very mercurial by nature. Maybe I'll start using that word rather than chaotic, because people don't seem to get that part. We're mercurial. Our emotions be everywhere. We can't help that. There's nothing we can help about that. The only thing we can do about that is have some type of focus with our emotions. We don't have to be a slave to them. So focus. Many times we're very distracted. We're more distracted than men are. So if our energy is not in a sexual space, we have to kind of get there. Men don't have that issue as much. Men can kind of, y'all kind of compartmentalize sex anyway.
Yeah.
So even if y'all having a stressful time, it's like, no, but I can still have sex though. You're not thinking about the stressful time. You know, that might actually be a stress relief. We gonna have sex. Y'all don't let stuff bog y'all down. Like, it really got to be bad if y'all get bogged down to the point where you don't feel like having no sex. It's bad. You know what I'm saying? Or something like that. Like y'all in a deep depression if that's going on. But usually men have a different outlook of sex and a different way that they approach it. Women, we're psychologically, sexually stimulated first. Men are physically, visually stimulated first, and then we have to meet somewhere in the middle with that, and we have to balance with that. Women get too caught up with thinking that he have to meet every single little bitty, itty bitty emotional need. Y'all need to get it together. And I'm talking to the women. Regulate your own emotions. That man ain't got to coddle you 24/7 just to get them little raggedy draws he been getting. Do some self-soothe or something. Listen to some music or something. And be ready to initiate sometime the sex with your husband. Initiate the sex sometime with your husband, because sometimes men, it's a complex issue. It's a nuanced issue. It's not so much complex, it was nuanced.
Mm-hmm.
But women, self-soothe a little bit. The men don't see sex how you see it. And I'm not saying the way we see it is irrelevant, because we can't help how we do this, how females do it. But at the same time, you have to have some type of focus within your own self. Don't let yourself be so scattered that when it's time to have sex, you can't do it, because that's like performance anxiety. You got to perform now. And I don't mean be performative. I mean, you got to fulfill that need and right. It's not a chore. This is the same dude that you used to toot it up with in indiscreet places when y'all was dating. This is him. This that same guy.
And stop that lazy sex. Stop that just laying there and just like, what are y'all doing?
You better throw it back sometime.
I don't even want it at that point. You're not doing me no favor.
Energy. I'm glad you said that, Mr. Jeff. Because men feel the energy of duty sex. Men feel the energy of, let me just get this man this sex and gone so he can leave me alone. Men feel that energy. They don't like that. If he love you, he don't like that. He want you to be involved emotionally and actively within that sexual experience. Okay. So I don't know if you got to talk to him about what kind of sex, or maybe it's something he do in the bed you don't really like, or maybe you don't have orgasms. Okay. Because a lot of women we don't have orgasms from penetrative sex. So if you got one of them guys that all he do is penetrative sex, you might want to have a conversation with him about that, baby. You need to touch me or something. You know what I'm saying? Get me there. Help me. Help
the process. Okay, passengers.
Right. Do something with me. Help me. Don't just jam it in. I can't. Come on, man. I don't like that. You know what I'm saying? You are gonna get. You're gonna get that.
You know what's crazy about what you said is twofold. One, the way I felt with what you were just saying directly to women. You ever grew up when you were young and you were hanging out with your friends and maybe at their house or something, and then you see one of them get yelled at by like their parent, and you just in that awkward place, like where you don't know what to say. You try to
like, let me sit down before I get a whooping.
Like women, she's like, ladies, it's time to talk to y'all about what y'all dropping the ball on with sex. And I'm like, oh shit.